everybody. Welcome back to the Next Level Podcast with Dr. Leslie. I am your host, Dr. Leslie. Who else would be sitting here? I have an amazing guest, Mandy McKellar. She is a divorce attorney and a fucking amazing human being. She's hilarious. Okay, she is in the middle of sharing a story with us about Halloween and her gaggle of gay men. So please share. Well, share, because you were Cher.
I mean, I was Cher in the black. I have pictures I can send it in, but no, I was sharing like I will never meet a man because I was at a straight bar a couple weeks ago and I was with 50 gay men. And I was like, you know, if there is a straight man in this bar, he's going to have to get through a lot of layers to like even get to me. You know, yeah. I'm always surrounded by gorgeous gay men.
And that's, I mean, love that sounds amazing, right? And so you were saying, like, why do I need a man when I have a bunch of amazing, beautiful men around you anyways, right?
And they're always beautiful and they always smell nice and they're always dressed to the nines and it's just.
And they adore you.
Yeah.
And they adore you.
Yes, absolutely. They do. I adore them too. They, you know, we're all involved in each other's lives intricately, so.
Yeah, that's amazing. So. It's fascinating because Mandy is, again, like I said, she's a divorce attorney here in Vegas. We'll put up all of her handles so you guys can follow her, and we'll show it again at the end. But it's interesting, especially, I came into this, as you know, season 3 is all about relationships. So this platform I use to help you reach your best, most highest potential life, right? So we talk about self-mastery, biohacks, manifestation, creation, abundance, wealth generation, all of the things, because we're badasses and we can do it. Anything is possible. But this season was all about, okay, when we have unfucked up ourselves, how do we then attract someone and be with someone who is also hopefully unfucked up, and how do we do that? And so last week we had someone on, Natalia, who is a dating and relationship coach, which I actually had a side coaching conversation with her earlier today that had me going, holy fuck, I'm really fucked up. After all these 40 years on this planet, like, I have no idea how to date, Mandy, like, at all. So I appreciate that you just got out of a 6-year relationship 2 months ago so we can exchange, not hate on men, maybe, why not?
I want to hate on men. I'm one of those.
So, thank you, Lana. I mean, I love men. I appreciate men. But clearly, I've made some mistakes. I didn't realize I didn't know how to really date. I fell into my relationships. And like my first husband, my ex-husband, you know, I met him at a club. And he brought his business there. And I was working there. I was working myself through school. And we just were talking. And, you know, it was he's like, oh, I'm a model. You should model. And I'm like, I'd model. And then one date, and then we're married for 11 years. And then the last boyfriend I had, he was a dance partner. And so, you know, we danced and we had sex. And it's like, okay, we're in a relationship. I don't know what the fuck. Like, and then it's like, then I'm into it and I'm invested and I'm emotional, not realizing you got to take it slow, because I apparently don't know. I don't have any fucking brakes in my heart.
I'm right there with you.
So I realized that today, that I'm like full speed ahead. And then guys tend to not show their true colors until between 3 and 6 months. And by then I'm just like, woo, okay, this is fun. Like, you won me over. We're cool, you know, and then we're not. And then I'm wondering, what the fuck happened? Well, I know very clearly now why.
That you're the problem.
Yeah, I mean, the guys, some of them are dummies, some of them are great, but no, it's me. I need to be more discerning. Okay, but you chime in. This is why she's here, everybody. Because being a divorce attorney, she knows the fucked up shit, the decisions we make that are dumb about relationships, how they fall apart. I wanted insight, but also from your own experience, like being a divorce attorney and dating, like, that sounds counterintuitive.
Well, okay.
Tell me, share, say it all.
First off, being any kind of attorney and dating when you're a female, like, immediately if you get in a fight, it's like, you're going to out-attorney me or you're going to cross-examine me. And I get that a lot. And, you know, I've mentioned it.
Do you?
No, I don't.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to get to the root of whatever the problem is, but it seems to me that there's always like a problem. But what is your problem? Why do you have so many problems? I I'm pretty laid back though. Like in my last relationship, he was a touring musician. He was not here a lot. He had a lot of obligations. I have a lot of obligations, but I didn't even want to live together. I didn't want to get married. I just wanted to have good times and date and have sex and just live my life, abundant and, fulfilled. And yeah, but that's not how it ended. It was sad because we didn't cheat on each other or anything. But my first relationship, he cheated on me all over the place. That was my first marriage, actually.
Wow.
But
Fuck that guy.
It's. I think that whether you go slow or fast, there's interesting statistics on how relationships end. If you've ever heard of the 7-year itch,
Yes.
Yeah, I had it.
there's a reason and a basis for that, because the way that relationships are structured, you meet, the first couple years you're in love, then the next couple years you're building a family, you're building a house, you're building whatever you're building, and then all of a sudden you're put into a box. And people, as they are, advance and change. And most of the time, once you're in the box, you're not wanting to change anything. So what happens is, it blows up. An average marriage is 8 to 10 years. So
Mine was 11.
yeah,
Mine was 8.5.
yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah. So
Get out.
We are
Okay.
problems.
We are part of the statistic. We are the statistic.
yeah, it's an
Okay.
actual thing that an average relationship span is from 7 to 10 years because of that. You get comfortable, you get into your routines, and then you want the routine to change, and then you're not willing to change together, and you go on separate tracks.
Whose fault is it? What does the data say about whose fault is
I don't know.
changing?
I don't know if it's anybody's fault, but most
Okay.
of the time when you are put into the box, there's a lot of infidelity. That's what typically happens. Actually, 60% of all marriages end in infidelity. 70% of marriages end in just a change of circumstance. And that's what I was bringing up about that.
So with that, is it men more than women with the infidelity, or what's the tendency?
I think it's about equal
it?
on both sides.
And that would make more sense. I actually read a statistic, just an article the other day, that women end up getting much more complacent with sex way sooner than men. Men can cruise control with the same sex as long as they're fulfilled and they're getting it because they're pretty easy to please. So I'm told. I have no experience. I'm a virgin. Hey, I had IVF with my kids. It's very possible that I have never had sex before. I mean, I have the doctor's papers to show they were created in a lab. Two beautiful babies.
She's
I swear.
the Virgin Marie.
But so women tend to get more complacent with sex faster than men, and they want more variety.
I didn't read anything about that. I just know that one of the aspects of getting stuck in the box is sexual. So maybe it does happen with women sooner than men.
Maybe it doesn't have any bearing on it just because they're bored. They're still fucking stuck in the box.
What
Yeah.
else is in the box? What is?
Oh,
Aside
well,
from sex.
when you get stuck in the box, it's just it's routines, daily tasks and duties. Kids, if you have kids, and actually typically around 8 years is when kids are getting older and they're starting to create their own independence, do their own things. And then that's when things tend to switch. And that's typically when a divorce happens. So it's up to the relationship or the parties in the relationship to be able to come together and try to get on the same track and realize that in our adult lives, after 7 years, an adult completely changes usually.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just a fact. There's things that happen or you don't. And then
Then
if you got one changing and one the same, it's
that's exactly right. You fall out of alignment or whatever you want to call it. So the wrap up here is that you just don't get in the box, everybody. All right, good night. Don't get married. Fuck it.
well.
So before we dive into all of the fun stuff of alternate situations and some of your own personal experiences, but in terms of divorces or marriages, what are some of the like, do you have any juicy stories about like a divorce or
The messiest divorce.
let's just go into something like that fun before we get into more of the gooey or the factual stuff.
Good.
I mean, I've been doing divorce law for 19 years, so I have a lot of stories. I did think of a couple that I'd want to bring up. I mean, I've had, but honestly, it's a conglomeration. People do the nuttiest shit when they're getting divorced. I've had them kidnap children where I've had to go find the children. We did find the children. The children finally got back. I've had that happen a couple times. I've had people kill their children.
What?
I've had people kill themselves. I've had people kill their spouses. I've had,
Seriously?
Divorce?
yeah. This one actually happened during the pandemic. I represented a young man, and he was trying to get custody of his kid. We got visitation of the child, and it was supposed to be on a Friday. And I always knew that chick was crazy. I was like, this chick is crazy. And I always told him, I was like, just calm down. We got to deal with crazy. We'll get, And he was very good. And she took the kid in the desert and shot the kid and shot herself. It was 18 months old. Yeah. Wow. So that was one of my really bad stories. And, psychologically, me, I even have to handle that because it's like, wow, what else could I have done, But, and I had one where the guy was fighting for custody of the kid, and the kid was 15 years old. She met a boyfriend, and then she murdered my client and left him. Well, she dismembered his body and put him in the garage. And
The kid?
The kid did, yeah. I got off the case right around the time that had happened. There was going to be more things happening. But that was in the news actually. And I was doing the dishes, and I see my client's picture on the screen. And I was like,
God.
whoa, wait, what? It was a whole thing. But
Absolutely insane.
yeah, I mean, I've had some people do some insane things. People do insane things in relationships or at the end of relationships. It's a very volatile situation. So if you're ever in one of those, seek help from authorities or groups. There's lots of them out there. Domestic violence is also one of the 30% of marriages end in domestic violence.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised by that.
No, it's not surprising at all.
Especially in Vegas. I'm sure I don't want to alienate Vegas, but Vegas is kind of...
Nevada has the highest divorce rate in the United States.
Okay, there you go. See? I was not...
I'm very proud of that. I'm proud of Las Vegas.
Right. So over the pandemic, since we talked about that, did you see any trends in... an increase in people getting married or annulments or divorces, or people are now going this is my pandemic mistake. I know there were a lot of, I've heard a lot of pandemic mistakes. I've literally legit met women. They're oh, your baby's sick. My pandemic mistake. And I was like, oh, fuck. Okay.
See, I got a puppy. I love him so much.
But in terms of the relationships and marriages and annulments and mistakes and that,
There was
any trends?
there was a slight uptick in birth rates after the pandemic. Slight.
Okay.
However, there's been a huge decline in marriages and divorces, probably because there's a decline in marriages.
Okay.
And there's been a substantial decline in childbearing, and it's been going on since 2011.
Okay.
So less people are getting married, less people are having children,
Okay.
which means less people are getting divorced. But
Do you think less people are having children, or do you think more people are getting abortions?
I don't know about that.
Oh.
I think just less people are having children
In general.
because the world we're living in. I don't have any children. I have dogs.
That's fantastic.
So
I
love
my
my dogs. I have my dogs and my gays.
And my dogs.
That's all I need.
That is. You got your guy to cuddle with you at night, the fur baby, and then you got your gays to party all day and be loved on.
I love gay
hello.
boys.
Well, and you can always get a vibrator for the other stuff. So what the hell do you need a man for?
Shit.
See?
I fixed my own toilet.
Just don't be in the box. I think we're just saying don't get married. It's funny because as I was going through this dating coaching thing, and it's she's this first session, the free sort of consultation, whatever I went through, was awesome. She's amazing. But it really made me reflect. Not only that I didn't know how to date, my whole strategy was a little off, which is fine. It's correctable. Easy fix. Now I know what's wrong. I can like not rush, and I can be more discerning. I know the qualities. I can ask the right questions and not be, so like, whatever. Like, you're a guy, you got a dick, you fuck me good. Okay, fine. That's my relationship until we're not. I don't know, whatever I do. I'm making fun of myself. But it's like, we're good. I'm self-sufficient. I'm independent, like whatever. But then, he can't handle me or whatever the deal is. So
That's exactly why my relationship ended.
Yeah, like, okay.
They can't handle you.
Yeah.
And they don't want you to outshine them.
I outgrow so fast, and I'm just getting started. Like, my new chapter, my whole new book of my life, like, is just beginning. It's like, I'm 40, I have a doctor's degree, I have 2 kids. Like, I've done so much shit in my life, and I'm speaking and doing, like, this is just, my trajectory is going up, and I'm outgrowing people so fast. Like, so I came to this conclusion, even though in my heart, I think I might want to have one person, I really don't know if that's real. And the coach told me, you could be an anomaly, but of all the women that I have coached, none of them end up being able to be polyamorous for an extended period of time.
Oh.
It doesn't work for them. There's drama. And I'm like, yeah, but maybe I am different than everybody else.
Like polyamorous, like multiple partners?
Yeah.
Not monogamous.
No, like, I don't know. I'm not saying that I am.
But you're saying poly, multiple men, not one man, multiple women.
No. Well,
would you want to be with like another woman too?
No. No, I just mean, like, love is love. And if I love one person, I can love 2 people. I've loved 2 people before. But then
I remember that.
Then she was saying, shh, it was a private conversation, bitch.
I want to hear what she said.
I went through a period of time where I had lovers. And I enjoyed having multiple lovers.
Yeah.
Well,
until I didn't.
I think that you can have, I didn't. And then I wanted a relationship. I wanted my one person, like that.
Yeah.
Part of
you
me
always have
longed.
a favorite.
Well, but I think that was part of, like, maybe what I was trying to do for dating before. But I found someone, I thought, but then I fucked up the other things where I didn't end up, making sure that he was reliable and trustworthy and all the things. I just fell into it, even though he was like the one at the top.
Yeah.
I still didn't vet him, and I kind of moved a little fast, I guess. So I don't know. I think maybe that's just my dating strategy, is being able to really enjoy all of the things, but I just have to learn how to, like, put the brakes on until I find one person. But even still, if it's like the 7-year itch I had with my ex-husband, it's like I also don't have I'm non-attached. It's not detached. I just allow people to come in and out as they need to without expectation. And I think that's part of the box. The box is expectation. Like, I don't know how we can possibly, like, this is a legit question that I wanted to ask some experts or collaborate. Like, if we can find an answer, how do we procreate in this world, knowing that relationships are likely only going to last 7-8 years before we outgrow each other or whatever? How do we create healthy children and continue to procreate and have this while still honoring
Good question.
this, I'm growing, you're growing,
Right.
this might not be a forever thing. Like, how do we do divorces nicely? How do we create the ending in a wonderful way while still not, raising cray-crays? Like, we don't want cray-crays reproducing. They shouldn't. But those
There's
of us.
2 words that go with that, and it's called prenuptial agreements.
Yes.
Okay, so that's one, yeah.
Now you can't put any kids. You can't put kids in a prenuptial agreement. But
Sure.
if you're going to get into a relationship and married especially with anyone, the best thing that anybody could do is to protect their assets. There's a structure in prenuptial agreements that you don't even have to have a prenuptial agreement. You can still follow it. And that's just to maintain your separate assets separately. Don't commingle them. That's mixing them together.
Right.
And have one account where you are paying all the bills and things jointly. but it makes things a little easier when you do get divorced if there's a pre-plan. I had a prenuptial agreement in my marriage, so it was done
nice.
quickly. It's much cheaper than a divorce. And it protects you in the future because that's where divorce gets really, really bad. That's when people are, killing each other and stuff. It's over money. I mean, it's ridiculous, but and I don't even think it has to deal with the amount of money or anything. It's just one-upping each other.
Yeah.
Because when I always tell people when they come to my office, like, your decision-making power in your divorce case, like, your brain has now completely slipped into your ass because you do not know. You cannot think clearly. You do not know how this works. Some people don't like that, but then they're not my clients. And so
right.
get out of here. Because you can't, when you're going through a breakup or any end of a relationship, you cannot think clearly.
True.
But how do we structure it for children and whatnot in the future? I don't know. That's why I have dogs.
Yeah. Right. I mean, to continue our species, I mean, we need to procreate, but maybe the question is, should we continue this species with how fucked up we are? Okay, that's a whole other podcast. We're not going to even go there. We're not
Honestly,
that.
there's a big problem like coming up into the horizon because of low birth rates.
That's right.
Because of, employment and the economy and how things are going. People are not, women are not having children. There's more of them now than there was before. It's dropped. The birth rates have dropped at a rapid rate, and it's not just Nevada or United States. It's everywhere, every country.
Oh, wow.
So I did some reading on that before I came in, but there's distinct possibilities that this could affect us in the future.
And in what way did you read? Like any particular?
Just the economy is the biggest thing. You have to have people to run the economy, and if everybody stops having kids,
that's true. I mean, if we'll have a bunch of old people and no one to take care of them. We're going to be just. Well, not us in this room because we're not aging.
I'm not going to get it.
I mean, everybody else.
I'm done.
I'm not catching aging.
It's like a disease.
I'm immune to aging. I'm vaxxed. I won't even say I'm vaxxed about anything.
Do you have that shot? Because I'll take it.
It's called Botox.
I'll take that one. Yeah. Oh my God, you might be onto something with that. Well, that's it's really crazy how I've just thought about that. Like, kids need so much time. Human children are a lot. I have two. I love them. But they live with their dad and their stepmom in Indianapolis. It was a pandemic reshuffle that just kind of stuck because the pandemic didn't end, And so,
type shit.
So I'm in a very unique situation. But I think about these, if I were to go back in time, or if I were, younger and wanting to reproduce, I love my kids. I'm grateful. I've learned so much about myself being a mother. But I actually didn't dream about having kids when I was little. There were kids that would rock the babies, little dolls, and they would put their mom's shirt over their head and pretend it was a veil and they were getting married. No, I didn't do that. I wrapped myself up in a sheet and I lined my stuffed animals up, and I took my mom's Ukrainian bowl and vase, and I would speak gibberish, and I'd pretend that I was blessing and enlightening.
Oh my God,
you've
been
priestess.
This since you were a kid?
I was doing this as a child. That's how I played by myself.
No, I'm just I'm surprised that now you're doing a podcast
and
of self-healing and stuff. So
I'm a professional speaker.
You're doing the same thing.
I'm doing the same fucking thing. I knew when I was a kid, just like I was eating fucking butter under the table. Now I'm a goddamn carnivore eating nuts every day. My fucking 5-year-old self knew, bitch, I got you. Just follow me, So, and the other thing I would do is I would fucking dissect the chickens. My mom would bring home with the hearts and the gizzards, and I would cut them open and sew them back together. And I'm a nurse practitioner with a doctoral, DNP. I didn't do any of the marriage and the
See,
things.
now when I was in high school, I was going to go into nursing So I got my CNA, and then I had to go work in like an old folks home for my clinicals or whatever. And I was like, I can't do this. I'm going to be a lawyer. I have to use my words. I can't. No.
Touching is not for me.
I don't want to touch people.
No, it was a hard one. Actually,
It was bad.
It's funny. My first semester when I was, doing the nurse, you're a nursing assistant, your first clinical, so you had to wipe the asses and everything.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, wiping asses, doing bed baths, changing their, doing the perfect hospital bed corners, the whole thing. And I remember this. This was freaking hilarious. He was a demented guy, British, and I had to help him to the toilet. He pulled his pants down and he was sitting there, and he kind of scooted down, and then he opens his legs, and this big penis just falls down. And I swear to God, this demented 85-year-old fucking guy, he looks up and he gives me a little giggle. He knew, even though he was demented, he had a huge dick.
Nice.
He was still a man.
He was still a man, even though he had.
Just wanted to show it off like a monkey.
What the fuck?
I swear to God, 85, demented, and he still
Never
giggled.
left him. It never left him.
They do it when they're babies. They do it when they're 85 and demented. It makes no difference. They still love their wieners.
Perverts are always perverts.
I mean, you think about dating now too. I was looking at a meme the other day. And it made me laugh because it was I can't remember what historical character it was, but it was a poem that he wrote to his love about. I can't wait to see you. This, that, and I'm like, and then it was what we get nowadays: dick pics.
I know, right?
It used to be chivalry with poetry and,
a love letter.
Love letters or, even a fucking mixtape.
Yeah.
A mixtape, but now we get dick pics. Want to see my schlong?
I know, it's been so normal. I don't get dick pics. I mean, not on social media. Anyways, but
you will now that you just
because dick pics.
I'll send you my dick pic. Gotcha, girl.
I'm gonna start a collection.
I have one. I could show it to you.
You do? Okay.
I do dick pic roasting because I get dick pics sent to me so often that I can literally lay them up next to each other and me and my friends just roast them.
I think start a
you
website.
need to do an episode on yeah, exactly.
I'm going to.
Guess whose dick this is. Is it A, B, C, or D?
Pin the dick on the donkey.
Famous dicks from around the world.
Looking at that'd be so funny.
That would be awesome. There was a girl who reached out, a Facebook friend that somehow I became friends with. Mm-hmm. She was, I don't know, just responded to one of the posts, and she was like, hey, I'm going to be in town this weekend, blah, 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 whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. If you want to meet up, it's always nice to meet a Facebook friend, or I can, connect you with people. She's like, yeah. And then she starts asking me these questions, and I was like, okay, she's borderlining, okay, it's getting a little too personal, almost a little creepy. And then all of a sudden I have a roster of her lovers, cocks standing full on, down to their mid-thigh. I'm like, she wanted me to hook up and help her find a guy and the funniest thing, she's a business coach and she's married. She's in, this relationship, and apparently she says it's open or whatever, but she was describing all these things. I'm like, I didn't realize they gave that vibe that a chick just feels comfortable sending me all of her lovers' dicks.
You give that vibe. I would give, yeah.
How big was the roster?
I mean, she had 5 guys.
Oh my God.
She said, I love black cocks. And she had, I thought they were Photoshopped, but maybe they weren't. Maybe that's real. But
Are you talking about me?
It was impressive, but I had more dick pics from a chick than I've ever gotten from a guy.
No, what?
That's the moral of the story is the chicks are more perverts with me than guys are. Guys are like, oh, she's a doctor, maybe I should respect her. The girls are like, fuck it, she'll appreciate a big cock. I see how she talks on her podcast. Let's hook it up. Seriously, it was
I don't understand what she was trying to do. Was she trying to have you find her a guy?
Yeah, she wanted me to meet up.
Why would she send you pictures of dicks?
No, but
I don't get it.
Because I think that she was trying.
No, she was trying to have a threesome with you.
Yeah, I think that's probably where she was going.
That's definitely where she was going.
Yeah, she
Like-
wanted me to go with her, find her people, and then we could like hook up together. So
I've
at
had
least you were an
situations like
option.
that, and it's like, oh no.
Yeah, both of you guys
don't
are
go-
definitely like three-way material. I would ask.
well, thank you very much. Appreciate
I'm
it.
flattered.
I'd totally ask.
Oh yeah, you don't know about Lana, but Lana does.
Oh no, I totally want you on my podcast. I'm like, you're totally the vibe. I was like, my podcast is this, but worse.
no,
Okay.
but you
Oh, I've done three ways.
you
totally.
you like guys and girls.
I like guys and girls.
Yeah.
I'm a total slut, bro. Like it's like anything that walks, I'll fuck. I'll fuck a trans girl.
Have
I like
you?
them all. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've had sex with a trans girl. Well, it was titties, penis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Best of both worlds, and only one person in the room. It's like having a threesome, but with only one energy.
Huh.
That makes a huge difference because when there's two energies in the room and you have to fuck both of them, no, it's kind of weird. One energy in the room, a dick and pussy. I mean, a dick and titties. It was great.
I am so sexually inexperienced.
So am I
you-
compared to that shit. I'm like,
And I was with like a rock star.
no kidding,
I feel
right?
like a virgin.
I do too. I mean,
I got you, ladies.
I'm not kinky like that. Like I like to be manhandled
You're a
and
different
choked, and
type of
that's-
kinky. You're just a different type of kink. I'm just like a little more open and curious. I think like there's still like people will lick an asshole. I would, but some people wouldn't. Like you guys are a little more. I don't know what's your like. You like to be choked and smacked and shit. I'm like, don't smack me. I'll smack you back. Like I'll grab my dildo. I will stick it up your nose. Try fucking with. Don't get violent with me and you're fucking me.
But you won't get choked.
Huh?
You lick a butthole, but you won't get choked.
I will lick a butthole, but like, don't choke me.
That's line.
It's like choke me in a different. Like, put your dick down my throat. Choke me that way.
Oh my
don't choke me
God.
physically. Okay, this has
Anyway,
gone
way
to a
off topic.
completely,
different. All right,
So
Lana. I'm
divorce
gonna
attorney.
Yeah. So I'm going to take back the show because
Sorry.
Lana's taking it into a totally.
I'm gonna mute my mic.
That was definitely a different hallway.
That was a different
We
hallway.
wandered down a different hallway.
We did, yeah.
That happens
back.
when
Sometimes
you
it
have
happens.
conversations with Lana.
All right, no problem. That's what makes it
Sorry.
exciting. A little spice to the Dr. Leslie show.
I mean, I don't worry about it though, because like I said, I hang out with a lot of homosexuals. I know around 11 p.m. it's time for me to disappear because they're.
I'm done.
Magic hour.
I'm like, it's time for me to go home.
Yeah,
This-
they start getting a little wild.
oh yeah.
What about divorce rates in the gay population? Gay, lesbian?
Honestly, they don't get divorced as much. The lesbians
it.
get divorced more than the gays.
knew it.
They do. Hmm.
Oh, what are the reasons for that?
Honestly, I took one lesbian divorce case and then I decided I was never going to do another lesbian divorce case.
Oh no, it was that bad?
It was terrible.
Even over the people that get murdered.
Yeah. Well,
Kidding.
Wow.
no.
I'm sorry. We're gonna cut that out. It was bad.
Well, yeah. I mean, I had women fighting over dog clothes.
What?
Literally fighting over dog clothes. Like it was just, yeah. They fight the women. Because two women in a marriage, women
very
are emotional.
emotional.
We're emotional creatures, so it's and we know that. But
Yeah.
in a divorce, it's all emotion. Like there is no common sense when it comes to dividing a marriage that way. And I'm talking horror stories. For every like horror story, there's probably like 5 divorces that are actually collaborative. That everybody gets along and we settle it and we get out of it. But there's always those bad ones.
Yeah, I would imagine more of them are gross and not. I mean, mine was when I was going through my divorce. I mean, my ex was not in on it. He wanted to win me back. He was being very mean about it, and like all of the other people I knew getting divorced at that time, there was 8 of us, and one of them had like a cordial divorce. I think most people just, again, I think the reasons why people end up leaving, we don't exit when we should. We use different methods to kind of get out as escapes, or like people cheat. They want to be found out because they don't want to be the one that leaves and breaks up the relationship or whatever.
A lot of that, yeah.
Right? Like it's like, I'm just going to do what I need to do and not tell, and they find out. It's almost like a subconscious way of, ending it.
I think the easiest way to probably end it is that when you start having problems in your relationship, maybe the 7-year box thing, engage in therapy and see where it goes, because I think that any couple should be engaged in therapy. I think they should start therapy from the beginning.
Yeah. Did you do that with your last boyfriend?
We had went to therapy a few times.
Okay.
Yeah. But just anybody, if you're in the therapeutic environment and you can get things out, then the divorce might not be as bad. That's what I think.
Do you think that therapy, from your perspective, from the people that you've maybe seen whose marriages have lasted beyond that 10 years or whatever, therapy might help prolong the marriage, or allow them to be happy, or prevent a divorce altogether? I mean, we talked about this sort of unequal evolution of people often that happens, right?
Yeah.
Do you think therapy can actually help, like statistically or from your own experience?
I mean, I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think
so.
so.
You're a therapy supporter.
I support therapy. Okay. I mean, I think everybody should be in therapy.
True.
And whether and not even necessary therapy, but self-care is a huge part of it.
Yeah.
But I think that as far as going collaborative divorce, like it's easy it's probably easier if you've talked some things out.
Sure.
Because then there's probably less bitterness. You already know where the writing's on the wall, kind of, so to speak.
It helps with closure, healing.
Helps with closure and healing, yeah. But most people don't do it that way. I mean, they're throwing each other's clothes out the window, and then they're like, fuck you, get out, and steal the car, and taking the kids.
Oh, my God. God, I couldn't even imagine that. I mean, my divorce, I was not pleasant, but it was nothing like that. I mean, holy cow.
Oh, God. I've had him do so many things.
I was like ready to go. I was just like, take whatever you want. I don't want shit.
That's what I did.
I literally just left.
I was like,
Did he make it hard, though?
No, he cheated. So, he was.
Mine cheated.
He cheated on me from World of Warcraft.
What?
Some bitch on World of Warcraft. And I was like, I was an attorney. I was a brand new attorney. Not brand new. I'd been 5 years in, because I was married. I was with him for 9 years. I was married for 6 years. 6 years.
Yeah. 6 is your thing.
Yeah.
This relationship was 6. Okay. I see you.
6 years. And yeah, like I found it was some chick he met on World of Warcraft. He was playing that game so much.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh, I know what you were doing on the game.
Did he say it was for the horde and not the horse?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
World of Warcraft.
That's a good one. I like
She came
that.
up with it. That was Nikki.
Oh, that's good. It's hard to hear her. She doesn't have the thingies.
I know. I had that, but see, I didn't steal a joke.
You did.
I'm
That's-
not-
That was
You
good.
gave credit.
Yeah, Cat Williams won't come back on me.
So let's go back to that marriage. Were there things that you missed in his personality trait, or was it just an evolutionary change, or were you like me and it's like, oh, I didn't know that I had to make sure that the guy was trustworthy and reliable and like followed through? And
No, honestly, I just wanted him to get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah.
okay.
Like, because I despite the World of Warcraft thing, I was working. I was a new associate in a law firm. I was working 70 hours a week, and he was not working. And so I was paying all the bills while he was fucking around with chicks on World of Warcraft. And I was like, so yeah, I was ready to get out. That's why I was like, just whatever you want.
Yeah.
Get me, this was a mistake.
Can you it's funny though, because you're saying that he's like lazy, didn't work, and he played World of Warcraft. I can smell their relationship.
You can.
What does it smell like?
Like
What is that? Do tell.
like hot pussy and pizza and like Ninja Turtles.
How accurate is that description,
Right.
Mandy?
Exactly.
Maybe not the hot pussy part. The pizza.
If you're playing World of Warcraft as a female, I'm sorry, bro, but
as
the
a
chair that
female,
you're
okay.
sitting in for 10 hours, ew.
Okay.
How do people play? Do people still play that? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Really?
Where?
There's a whole guild thing
Like
going
there's like
on?
a whole like there's things for Minecraft.
I don't even know what that is.
What, bro?
I don't
Like,
even.
I'm sure there's Candy Crush tournaments. Like there's people who are really like
They're
desperate out
gamers.
there.
Well, people are making careers out of gaming, online gaming, and like there's influencers.
More
and-
power to them. I never.
Can't hate. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to each his own, I guess. But
It's just so hard to find people nowadays that actually read like books.
right.
Yeah. Wow. That
Yeah.
was a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So dating in this town. So now you're like newly single-ish. What are your thoughts about dating and getting back into it? Has anything changed with you in terms of what you want or how you're going to approach it?
as far as me, I haven't. You know what? I went on one of those like websites, like the dating website, Bumble.
Dumble, Bumble. Right.
Yeah, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
And I was on there for like 2 minutes, and I was like, I can't do this. I think
It was the same with me. Like years ago, I went on Bumble for 24 hours. I'm like, no, fuck this. No,
I can't do that. No.
I need to meet somebody.
If I do meet somebody in the future, it's gonna have to be like organically. I can't do that. online thing.
I'm the same way. Like even though my strategy has been like I fall into the relation now that I know that okay, I'm aware of how I'm not being discerning and all the things. It has to be organic, like just swiping and swiping. I've had other apps along, the way. People are like, oh, do this one. I'm like, okay, I'll try. And it's just, I swipe and then there's no more swipes. And I'm like, okay,
There's
that's
nobody
it.
left.
There's no one left. I swiped them all. They're gone. And then the next day there's like only 2 more and I have like 1,000 likes and messages and I'm like, those 2, swiped past. Okay, I don't know if I'm swiping left or right or whatever. They were gone. And I'm like,
They were gone.
I have to meet. I'm like an energy person. And it's like, even though sometimes I've dated guys when I've met them, I would have totally swiped past them and been like, nope, just based off of your looks. But in person, it's like they're charming and it's fun and it's like, it's I can't do the app thing. I can't. I don't know, and I don't want to learn.
And what I figured now is this is how people date nowadays. So I'm just I give up. I'll just hang out with my gays and my dogs and my vibrator.
Yeah. Amen.
What else do I need?
Advice from the divorce lawyer.
God, I know.
Gays, dogs, and vibrators. That's all you need. Don't get in the marriage box. Just, you need that. That's
Seriously,
it.
though.
I love that. That's like a mic drop right there.
Seriously, though.
This is probably not good for the wedding chapels, but
No.
I don't know. I guess maybe this is very fresh for me. It was 6 years, and I was like, I'm still in love with him, but it's just, and it was one of those relationships where you love him, but it had to go.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know, but
It's tough.
we'll see. We'll see.
You guys are still friendly talking, or are you in like the
No.
no contact zone?
I mean, I don't know. He texts me every once in a while.
But it's like breadcrummy, or it's like just checking.
Always
make sure you're there.
breadcrumbing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
I've been there.
It's frustrating.
Aside from like the prenup and possibly therapy, is there anything that a couple could do before they get married? Not to necessarily ensure that they don't get divorced, because it's not a sure thing, but to ensure that there's going to be a healthy marriage.
I don't think there is, honestly.
She would be a billionaire if she had the answer to that. Come on.
Yeah, because
Or she'd be out of business.
Or she'd be out of business.
so many people just how they are, they change, and it's just, you never know what, how people are going to change. Now, I mean, one person might be stuck in their ways on World of Warcraft, and then the other one is like, I got to do other shit. Like I'm not going to be into that, and then you just you're on the same track for a certain amount of time, and then eventually one person just veers off the other track, and you're like, well, okay.
Yeah.
But I've seen it. You know, I have lots of friends who have been in marriages for 20, 30, a lot of years. I hang out with them.
What's their secret? What do they tell you?
Communication is the biggest thing. You know, I think a lot of it is that. I think there's a lot of interdependence on each other in those relationships too, which is scary for people like us who have doctorate degrees. You don't want to have to depend on anybody for shit. And I don't. I mean, right. I don't know about you, but I don't. I can take care of my own.
Yeah.
And a lot of men nowadays are not into the position where they can be strong enough to place us in our feminine. And we're forced to become the masculine because of their lack of. And in those circumstances, that's not what we're naturally evolved to be. We're supposed to be in the feminine. But if you can't, it's like if you can't step it up, then I have to.
Right.
And then why are you here?
Right. That my question exactly. That's why I'm where I'm at in my, journey with dating or not or whatever I decide I want to do, because it's like I'm realizing that what is the point when I have so much fulfillment? I have love with so many people, my girlfriends and my animals and my kids and all the things, and it's like I'm really trying to figure out what place a man really has. It's being I'm redefining it now.
I think you probably just haven't met the right man yet.
I hate that answer.
I know.
I hate that. I hate when
true.
I don't like the answer either.
But it is
where
true.
I know it's like, I'm 44, like where the fuck is he?
Right.
But I'm not going to stop myself in life from my own happiness. I can create my own happiness. I've been doing it for years. I even did it in my relationship. And I mean, maybe that's something that maybe bothered him. I have a deep social network. I have a lot of close friends. You are going to have to add to that.
Yes, exactly.
And if you start detracting from it, this isn't.
Yeah, where I'm at with rebuilding and just, being a couple months post my breakup too, I'm accelerating so much and my growth curve is so much. I'm actually, wanting to take this breather time because I love hard when I love. Even if I were to take my time and find the person, you don't know if it's going to work out full, at any point. My heart needs a break. And I really feel like I need to just really focus on my career and building my life and giving my heart a break. And, if people come into my life, great. I'll take my strategies and take my time. But I don't think I'm ready.
No, I
really, really, when I'm honest with myself, I'm really not ready because I like to have blissful, enjoying moments. Like if I, meet someone and I want to get to know them for the whole weekend, that I have to happen to be at a festival somewhere, a tango festival. I want to be able to enjoy that and see where it goes and not have to feel guilty or weird about it or,
Exactly.
If I found the right person, I don't even know if I would be ready for them, to be honest. Like my last relationship, I kind of realized that too, that I don't know if I was really fully satiated because I still wanted to have my freedom to just enjoy without needing to be accountable or work on something.
But why is that? Why do you have to be completely accountable to somebody and and maintain your?
That was
why
my
can't
question
you have
too.
both,
I know, and
that's my question. Because why is it a big problem if I go hang out with 45 homosexuals at a straight club?
That part.
And that was the same. And that was the same with me. Why can't I enjoy the things that I want to enjoy, and it's still that is an insecurity or a problem, or it's like a codependent. I don't know. I didn't understand that. Again, that's another thing I don't subscribe to. I'm super okay with being able to fulfill myself. But I've had so many interactions with men before that I just can't, I'm not going to compromise because I always end up I outgrow them anyways. So then I'm like, what the fuck is the point? Like I'm trying to compromise or work with someone, but then I outgrow you and it's and you're not enjoying me being me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not doing it anymore. I can't do
yeah.
it. So it isn't the right person.
It's
But I
not the
don't-
right person.
So is it that I'm really not ready? Or is it that I've just been conditioned so much of this whole thing that I'm just telling myself I need a break and I'm just not ready because I don't believe that maybe there's a person.
You probably
taking
need to just like find somebody. This is what I think daily, find somebody who's comfortable enough in their masculinity to be able to trust you enough to at least be able to have your own independence. And I feel like that's lacking with a lot of men. They don't. I don't know if it's that they don't trust women or they think, a lot of it is social media. They don't want you on social media. They don't want you looking good. It's really strange because you would think that a lot of men would be like, look at my girl. She's hot. She's on, all of these things. Like, look, she's fucking awesome,
Right.
But it doesn't appear to me that happens very often, not just in my own personal circumstance, but a lot of women that I talk to that are upper level professionals, we have the same issue. There's a lot of men that cannot accept a woman being more successful than them.
Interesting. And when they look hot, because we don't subscribe to aging, that's even more of a threat. She doesn't need she doesn't need me, and she's successful and she's hot. Well, where do I fit in? How can I protect her? How can he be in his masculinity when we were like, okay, well, you can come or go, whatever. And I think that
I was
fucks
always
them
like,
up.
just get in the car. Like, you get in the car.
Just get in the car.
Get in the fucking car. Stop bitching.
The roles were totally reversed.
If
right?
you're really that worried about me, like, doing whatever, you need to get in the car.
Come check on me.
Yeah, never was a moment where my partner was not invited to something that I was doing ever. Maybe like girls' night.
Sure.
I'm not gonna be. Even though
you got your boy Brendan Tote to
No,
girls'
I've
night.
been on some
like
of those.
Lana's little weed bag. She carries it over her shoulder.
I've been on some of those girls' nights where they bring like their husband or their boyfriend.
No.
And then you're the one that bring.
Those are yeah.
Everyone knows he's a fucking jealous control freak. Like immediately
Yep.
they know when he
Yep.
walks through the door. That's it.
Yeah, the boys on girls' night, no, but
And girls on guys' nights. Girls on guys' nights is worse. I think that's so much worse. Because what's funny is like I'm one of the boys, so I go on guys' nights, and when the
You're
guys
exempt.
Yeah, well, I'm
from them being a
I'm
girl.
just I have a wiener. But when they bring their girlfriend and then they want me to entertain the girl because I'm the girl and I'm like, nah, bitch, you were supposed to bring her. Like this, I was like, this was boys' night. What's up? Like, yeah, no, it's bad on either. Oh, sorry, I was gonna make a point. Do you think that possibly maybe it's not that you're dating wrong, but do you think you have dating fatigue? Because this is something that Jamie Lynn had told me.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm there.
I have dating fatigue too, where you're just kind of like
My
you
heart
think you're
is
done.
like worn out.
Yeah,
that's
you're
exactly.
like, I just need to stay alone. It's like, no, you're just fucking tired. Like,
maybe.
I'm totally beat up from my last relationship because I was enjoying,
Yeah,
I was enjoying myself, and this one, the stories.
that was
I
pretty
mean,
bad.
it was hot and cold and on and off and like devastating. I'm just like, all right, peace out. Like, whoa, I'm taking a breather. Yeah, so that's why I'm saying I'm not ready.
Is that dating fatigue though, or is that relationship fatigue?
Well,
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't
mean,
know. I've never apparently dated because
let's
I
be
just
real. What's the difference? Because dating is a relationship now.
well,
Situationships.
no, but apparently I don't date. I don't know how to date. I just slip into relationships.
Oh, you're right.
So I don't even fucking
Okay.
know how to date. I'm like,
I get what you mean.
wait, like I'm supposed to date multiple guys at a time? What?
I don't understand that. You slip into I don't understand.
Meaning, so with my last relationship, he was a tango dancer, and we met at a festival a couple of times, and we were like, oh, we'll dance, we'll partner, whatever. And then we just like hit it off. It was easy. There was no expectation. And then it evolved, and it was really beautiful. And we learned so much from each other, and everything was great. But so I slipped into a relationship, meaning we went from dance partners to
boyfriend and girlfriend.
to lovers. Like we're just enjoying the bliss of the dancing and the connection. And then it was like, why don't you spend more time here? And here's a key to my place. And he doesn't live in this city. And so we'd be going back and forth. It was so great and wonderful. We just kind of slipped. Like, that's what I mean. We slipped in.
I feel like that's dating, though.
Yeah,
No,
but
I think what she means is that she skips the dating part.
I was with one person. So dating experts say you should be multi-dating. You should be not necessarily having sex with or doing, just you need to be out with 2-3 people, and like rotating through until one person perks up and you apparently have the conversation, because women apparently, because we have oxytocin, we end up bonding more, have the conversation about what does this mean, and whatever goes from there. And then you kind of narrow it down to one person. So for me, I tend to fixate all my energy on one person because I don't multi-date. I like to be connected, but apparently that's not a good thing. That allows me to get too emotionally invested, and then I slip into the relationship too early. I commit before knowing if he's reliable and trustworthy, and he's not going to become an avoidant at 6 months, like in this case, when this guy freaked out. He's like, I'm in love with you. Ah! And then, goes. I love you. I'm sorry. I'm totally bullying you. You know who you are. But it's funny.
We all know who you are, motherfucker. We all know who you are.
No, but it's just like I don't allow myself to have multiple distractions, and then I end up focusing because I love and I love the feelings, and then I get emotionally attached and before I really know who he is. So that's what I'm saying. I slip into a relationship with one person because I end up
I don't know. I feel like that's the way when I was dating, before I was in my last relationship, I was dating not multiple people at a certain time. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's me. I go out with somebody. If I go out with somebody, I know within 5 minutes if I want to see them.
Yeah, but that's called dating. That's considered dating in the relationship coaching world. Is you go on a date, even if it's coffee, 15 minutes, that's considered a date. You're feeling them out, and so then it's done. So that's what they mean. Like, I didn't really do that.
But once you find a person and you are fixated on them, like, don't you, you don't really want to see anybody.
But maybe that's why my relationships I've chosen the people that I've chosen, because I'm not allowing multiple people to court me, and I'm allowing myself to get fixated on someone before. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it works for people, but apparently it's not like a wise use of time either, because, it's one person, and then it takes 3 to 6 months to find out who they are. And then, they might not be the right person, and you've invested time, and then my heart breaks, and then I get relationship fatigue, and then I'm here.
Hopeless romantic?
100,000% I am.
Because that's probably, I don't think you slip into relationship. Because I think I get where you're coming from. You're like, it should happen like that. Like, where it should happen just kind of slowly.
When you're fixated on one person and you don't want to be fixated on another. Now, hopefully they're fixated on you too.
Yeah.
But that's how relationships happen.
I mean, that's how mine have, the ones that I've had.
But you want to be like more like swept off your feet and like super romantic. Let's get married. Like,
no, not the marriage thing. I love my independence. I'm not going to do the marriage thing again. No, I'm outside the box. Unsubscribe to marriage and aging. Yes, those boxes. Ban the box.
I'm in that box too. Like I said, I just want to live in my house and go to work and play with my dogs and hang out with my gays and have sex with whoever. Yeah. And enjoy our times together, go to dinner and enjoy life. I just want to enjoy
life with someone, like have a companion.
Yeah, a companion to do things with.
I'm exactly the same way, and it seems so hard. And I think for me...
Do you think it's because men feel like they need to have marriage more? Because, 70% of women are the ones that file for divorce first.
I remember that. I remember that statistics. It's funny because the more that I'm like at my wonderful age, that I'm like so like this is gonna be the best decade fucking ever. Like on every level, it's like amazing. Sex drive, beauty, the whole like knowledge. It's so good already, and this year too. But I think that a lot of the guys want to lock me down. Like even my last relationship, he wanted to commit, and he was like coming on strong and all the things, and I'm like, okay, great. I mean, I'm into it. And then again, because I didn't have the time, I got emotionally invested, and then he started getting freaked out. But every guy, I have no problem with them wanting to lock me down. They want to lock me down like yesterday.
Yeah.
They want to get married. They want to have me. They want the ball and chain there. And it's like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't want to do that. And so the more that I don't want that, the more it seems like fuel they're chasing primal instincts of like conquering. And then it's like, okay. And then because I'm a romantic, like, oh, he's chasing me. Oh, it's so lovely. And then, then it ends up not being good for me because I do kind of end up liking the romance side. Mm-hmm. And I believe what they say, that they're going to be normal and dedicated and all the things. And then shit happens. I outgrow them or, their true colors come out. I don't know.
Or like they say, oh, I don't want to get married. I don't want to have kids. I don't want to do that.
And I'm like, perfect,
and then all of
me
a sudden
too.
they
and then they're like, wait.
They flip the script on you and it's like,
yeah.
Or not even flip the script. It's just they want more from you. And it's like, what else do you want? Like,
right. No, exactly.
They want to put you in the box.
They want to put you in the box. In the box. And then when you're in the box, they don't want to play with you. It's like putting the puppy in the box, and then it's like, okay, where's the next puppy that I can chase and find?
They want your box.
I have a question. Considering lesbian divorce rates are super high and women are the first to file for divorce, do you think, like, it's obvious, like, we're the problem? What the fuck is wrong with us? Like, why? Because I mean, like you just said, like, gay couples don't get divorced. Like, they just stay together.
Gay men don't get
yes.
divorced at the same rate as lesbian women.
Right.
Lesbian women have a little bit of a higher rate than gay men.
And then, but
actually, homosexuality, they actually have a better divorce rate than straight people. Like, all encompassing. So homosexual couples have a lower divorce rate than heterosexual couples.
see, so Leslie, you just gotta start fucking girls.
You're trying to put me in a whole different box. You want me to eat box and be in that box. Be in the eat box.
No, not there.
So maybe you're right. Maybe, we're the problem.
I feel like I just heard this a little too much. Where I'm thinking it's women. We're kind of the problem. I don't
want to say that's the problem. Maybe
right.
we are revolutionary and just saying we're finally independent guys. Like, for you to match us and rise up to be able to handle us, like, we just want what we want, and we're not gonna settle for anything less. I think. I mean, guys are okay with just being like,
guys are a lot more complacent. I feel like in general, because guys kind of catch a routine and they're very
They do
complacent.
like routine. Well, look at even the statistic. Women get bored of sex much faster
than men.
Way faster than men. Could literally, they like being content. They like having their woman. As long as they're happy and tended to, they'll be loyal and fine with the same routines. As long as they get the sex.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's the same sex for the rest of their life. If it's consistent and it's there, they're happy. Women were like, if you're not choking me and slapping me and then making love to me and then bending me over here and then courting me and then we're gonna go to the bar and you're gonna pick me up like I'm a stranger.
So true.
And then like pretend you're Brad for today and and then put on the football uniform and maybe dress like a woman, whatever we want. Like
wear my underwear.
Yes. Wear my underwear. Exactly. We're gonna switch outfits for the day. Totally. Like, we are complicated creatures. I 100% know that, from my own conversations and experiences.
Hello.
And some of my
you know
girlfriends,
what, though?
but-
Like, what is going on with men? Because, like, I heard a statistic today, actually, about how 60% of college populations are now women and 40% are only men. Men are not going to college.
What are they doing?
They're just
Staying at home and playing
They're
video
probably-
games, War of
fucking
Wars,
World
or
of
whatever.
Warcraft.
Oh
That
my
was a good roundabout there.
Brought it all back together. They're
Button all that up.
We've solved it. We know it's not women. Women are the smart ones for leaving and getting divorces. The guys are just being video game
a waste of
gamers. We
space.
solved it. We solved it.
I think we solved it. Girls are just smart. This is why we live longer.
I think it's because men, inherently haven't dealt with trauma because they're not supposed to. Because they are supposed to keep all of their emotions hidden. And now we have a population of men who have no abilities to deal with their emotions and actually have emotions that are healthy.
Yes.
Because I mean, if you think about how many guys you date that get pissed off and like punch the wall.
Yeah.
It's
right.
so dumb. Like it's like you can't deal with your anger.
Yeah.
I get angry, but I've never like thrown shit or punched a wall or punched my car or whatever the fuck that, what is that? You can't deal with you can't sit in anger and just have it.
Right.
And be like, I'm angry. You can't identify an emotion. Is this what's going on? Like,
but you're absolutely right. I mean, it is a challenge. Historically, men have been told to suppress their emotions, and they don't know how to deal with it. And women, it's so about empowerment and communication, and now we've evolved to be like chicks with dicks, apparently.
Yeah.
We can do all of it. And guys are at a disservice because they're not being taught it in school still. There's not a lot of emphasis on men. Yes, lots on coaching and being your best self and making money and personal development, but it's the emotional part that's the disconnect. You evolve through your emotion. Anyone can make money. Anyone can do the Tony Robbins, like, I'm going to be a real estate guru, blah, 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 and do the like mindset over whatever, but it's the emotional part. That's where healing, that's where evolution takes place. So, when you're playing a video game and you're numbed out, getting a dopamine hit in your brain, like, nice. You're not evolving.
Yeah.
You're emotionally numb. You're getting your emotional hit from a flashing screen, and then you're done. You're like spent after playing eight hours of whatever video game. Mm-hmm. It is unfortunate. It's funny because I've dated younger guys around my age, guys much older.
Same.
The guys much older, they're macho. They have more of the masculinity, but they're totally emotionally not there. They cannot be vulnerable. Mm-hmm. The younger guys
are bitches.
Super vulnerable, super sweet, but I would break you. Like I would break you with my mind,
Yeah.
It's just they don't have the desire and the
They don't have macho.
They don't.
No
I was just gonna say they don't have the macho.
Yeah.
And then the guys in my age bracket, they're like confused. They don't know what to be. They're like, I'm a little bit of up here. I'm a little down. I don't know what the world expects of me. So it's been interesting for me in the dating ish, when I was kind of going through my dating phase, because I'm like, I really like that, and I like the vulnerability. How can we
You just haven't found the right one yet.
I haven't found the right. You haven't either.
I guess
think
not.
So I'm gonna just work through my dating relationship, whatever it is, fatigue, and then I might start just meeting guys and doing my thing, and then hopefully when I'm not fatigued anymore, maybe we'll try again. Hopefully this time, will be at least a 6 year.
Yeah, I'm just, my friends are like, no more musicians.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
It sucks because I'm very attracted to them.
Yeah.
That's your type.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
So is it the jealousy? What's their deal? Are they insecure?
I think a lot of it was insecurity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy how
It's
you
so
could
weird.
be a rock star and be insecure.
Right? But you know what though? Musicians, they're not, they're built and wired a little differently.
Yeah.
Because they're artistic.
They're
and
very artistic.
They're dedicated to their craft. It's obsessive. They have to be perfect. There's a lot of pressure.
It's kind of a different animal. But it's I don't know why that's attractive to me. I don't know why it's attractive to me.
It's the same with me. I dated a lot of pseudo celebrities or whatever, and they're the fucking most insecure.
Oh my God.
I'm just like,
Oh, I want to hear these stories.
yeah, just needing validation all the time and wanted me to be glued to the hip. I'm not a groupie or whatever you have, performers and just different type of artists I've dated over the years, and I'm just seem the most insecure.
I didn't know that. You like my brother. My brother's an artist, and I don't feel like he's like that, but I don't know.
But it's also this town. I know people say it's in every town. Do you live in this town?
No, yeah.
It's this town. Don't try to like make it seem like
This town's a little odd.
it's very transient. It brings a lot of people that have motives that
people.
are not like the good old Midwest. You have
Yeah.
people that it's not the same. Can't it's like it's in every city, Leslie. No, don't. Unless you've dated here for 18 years. Like, well, I was married for 11 of them, but dated the last. No, you can't tell me that it's like every other city. This is a weird beast.
It is. It is. I mean, especially with some of the things that I've heard in divorce cases. You know.
Yeah. That's why I dated in another state, and that didn't fucking work out either. I thought maybe the distance was going to allow me to have my space and be able to build, and we made it to 8 months. But if we were to live in the same state, that probably would have consolidated into 3. So I like.
That's kind of why I liked the musician situation, because he would go on tour for months at a time.
Right.
And that would give me time with like my friends and,
Oh my
all
God.
of those things. And like the distance helped in the relationship to,
So is that a thing? Because I
like that song by Journey. What was it? Open Arms or no.
Oh my God.
What the Journey song?
No, that's not the wrong.
No,
Yeah.
that's Aerosmith.
That's wrong, people.
No, it's funny. It's funny you say that because my girlfriend, who is amazing, she's 52. She's been married for like 25 years.
Damn.
And she's watched me in my dating journey and all the things, and she's like, she was actually, her husband was the one that told me about the 3 to 6 month rule with the guys. I'm like, why didn't they tell me this when I was like 10? Like that guys will bamboozle, the good ones will bamboozle you for the first 3 months, and then, or the average guy, the good ones can bamboozle you for like 6 and mislead you. And I'm like, this should be in like not fine print that you have to hear from your best girlfriend's husband at 40, But I was I forgot what I was gonna say. I think it was about the celebrity thing.
Touring,
Leaving.
Can I piggyback?
Go ahead.
While you
Take
think
it.
of that?
Yeah, for sure.
The thing that I was thinking is when it comes to like celebrities and musicians and stuff, one thing that I noticed is the level of their insecurity comes with the fact that they want to share their art and they genuinely care what other people think. And it's like, they care what you think, they care what their mom thinks, they care what their fans think. They care, like, as much as a rock star claims that they don't give a fuck what people think, because that's what makes them a rock star. Like, oh yeah, I don't give a fuck. It's their biggest insecurity is, do you like my music? Do you like how I look? Do I look okay? Is my lighting great? Like, they're so hyper insecure when you meet celebrities, because I've dated 3 celebrities in the past, and they were probably one of the most insecure people, or like they're either super insecure or very like
narcissistic.
Yes. Yes.
Great word. She knew it.
Well, that's typically a very insecure person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually the narcissistic people that are like the most insecure, because like, why be so narcissistic?
I hate it though that online right now everybody is throwing around narcissism like everybody is a fucking narcissist.
And gaslighting.
And it's ridiculous because all of people who are self-aware and have self-esteem, there is a bit of narcissism that goes with that. There is healthy narcissism.
Yes. You have to be selfish. I mean, it's my life and everyone else are
Selfish and
accessories
conceited.
it's
it's healthy to be conceited a little bit.
Selfishness is not a bad word. People think it's about you have to be selfish. My world, I've got to be good first, and then everyone else is, an accessory is part of that. I think that's good. But yeah, people throw around narcissism like, I hear it all the time.
Everybody on like TikTok is a narcissist.
She's a narcissist.
So
It's like,
facts.
Or maybe I fell into the wrong algorithm. I don't know, but every fucking time I get on one of those, it's like a narcissism videos of all these people telling me about narcissists. And I'm like, is anybody going to tell about the good part? There's good qualities, not good qualities of a narcissist, but there are narcissistic qualities that you can have that is a healthy amount of narcissism. I read about it.
Yeah.
Because I fell into the hole and I was like, God damn, man, not everybody can be a fucking narcissist.
I love how you said your algorithm. I fell into the narcissist algorithm. How the fuck did that happen? You commented or you hearted someone who was talking
Somebody
about
said one thing about
And you're
narcissism,
just like,
and
bam.
then all of a sudden it's like everybody's a narcissist.
Yeah.
I know. It's like
oh.
me with cats. I was like, oh, that's a fucking cute cat. And the next day I was on, it's like cat.
See, I got to get more cat and dog videos then.
But I
That's
love
it.
them. And then I click on more, and it's like my whole feed is on cats and cows cuddling with cats and dogs.
gonna
and
have to-
hearting.
We're gonna have to
Didn't I
follow each
just-
other because I get lots of cat things from
Okay,
lots
good.
of friends.
Cats and lions
Cats
and
and
tangos
dogs.
and
Sloths.
Yeah.
I love sloths.
Oh my God, there's this monkey hanging onto the back of this cat, just walking, like this wild monkey just hanging onto this wild cat. Someone who's in Africa, and you could hear them like talking in the background, Swahili
That
or
is
whatever.
awesome.
And I'm like, oh my God, that's the cutest. They heart that one. Yeah, I want more of that shit. Anyway.
See,
it's
you
so
don't
funny.
need a man.
I don't.
Just sit around and watch your damn cat videos.
It's so funny how I just told you that you had to go gay, and then you have a bunch of pussy videos
I
going
do.
on. Your phone.
I love it. Oh my God, it's so funny. Well, this was a fantastic episode.
It was a great
Oh my
episode.
God, I
This is
giggled.
one
Was
of the
it?
funniest
Did I do
ones.
good?
You did good.
This is like definitely top 2.
I love.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah. From my
I love
favorites.
tops.
Yeah.
I love Mandy so much. I love Mandy so much because she's a divorce attorney, but she still believes in love. I wasn't sure actually what I was going to receive from you today because I'm like, she could be some bitter bitch divorced, like I fucking hate men and they all must die and they're horrible. And I
Oh
love
my
that-
God, yeah.
I love that you're so pro. You just haven't found the right guy yet. It's like she doesn't want me in the box, the marriage box, but she wants me to find the right guy. And even though she's going through, 2 months post breakup, I love it. I love this. This is so good. It's
good
very
energy.
healthy.
Yeah,
I
like
love it.
I still believe in love. I have love for my friends. I have love for my family. I have I have a lot of love to give. And the more you give out, the more you receive. And that's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
Very true.
So, but I love men. I do. I love men. That's why I hang out with so many gays.
No. I mean, gay, straight, whatever. I know men, they have this really amazingness to them. I love men too. I can't hate them. Even though my life has been destroyed by multiple of them, particularly one who's still sitting in prison. I still, that's
my.
another
Look at
story. We'll talk. She didn't hear that podcast.
Whoa.
Dr. Leslie Tell-All. But no, I do. I appreciate men. I understand, I'm understanding more how I want to interact with them and engage them and attract the right ones. I've had some pretty good men in my life in the last little while, just not the right one. Mm-hmm. And I like that verbiage. You were so good for telling me that. You just didn't meet the right one. I love that. That's great. All right, guys. I hope that was helpful for you. Ladies, I hope you were listening too. We had such a great time. Until next time.